What's up, agents? Zero here. Welcome back to another Minecraft investigations video. Yes, I realize I have not done one in a while. I had other things going on, but that's obviously beside the point. Today we're going to be talking about, as you can tell, the Herobrine Totem. Now, this is actually something that I have seen before in the past, but I actually had forgotten about it until about a month or so ago, because someone on the Reverelite realm, which is actually where I am right at the moment, we will be jumping into a completely different world a little bit later, but someone decided it would be a fun prank to go around to different people's bases and building one of these. As far as I'm aware, and I could be wrong about that, if you're a member of the realm and I am wrong, feel free to correct me so I can have as much information as possible. As far as I'm aware, Jason, aka Family Gaming, is the only one left on the realm that actually has one of these belts. We did have a recent new member, Charisma, and I don't know if she has one built in her base just yet. I have not checked that out. But yeah, but I will go ahead and say that this is not the original place that Jason actually ended up finding this. He actually moved it because it was apparently in the way of whatever it was he was doing. So, if in the case whoever actually ended up putting down these totems originally did not end up summoning Herobrine, there could be a chance that Jason moving it and activating it could have potentially actually ended up summoning him, but it's not actually a guarantee. So I'm going to be reading a page off of internet, obviously, and what I found was a page from something called the Evil Wiki. That's definitely an interesting page, at least the name. So I'll have a link down in the description where you guys can go ahead and check this page out for yourself if you want to read as much information as you can. There's not a lot on here, but I will at least read off what I personally feel is important to this whole investigation. And I'm going to be reading specific paragraphs word for word so you guys know. The very first paragraph and the very last paragraph. Those are what I'm going to be reading for you guys. A Herobrine Totem is a variation on the Herobrine summoning shrine in the game Minecraft, able to summon Herobrine into the world. Unlike the latter, the totem has gained notoriety for being confirmed to work when using the Herobrine mod. However, some have claimed that the totem has, on rare occasions, worked without it. Herobrine will now be in the world doing things such as shaving leaves from trees, mining 2x2 tunnels underground, stealing items and blocks, placing redstone torches appearing in random places, possessing mobs, especially villagers, and stalking and attacking the player. It is important to know that once Herobrine has been summoned, he cannot be removed. So that is definitely interesting, all things considered. I am not going to lie about that. As I said, I was only reading two specific paragraphs word for word. There's a little bit of information in between those two if you guys want to read that for yourself. As I said, the link will be in the description. But yeah, that's actually kind of interesting. As far as it's saying the Herobrine mod is concerned, this is actually where I remember it being a while ago. It is actually a Java edition mod. I'm sure you guys can go ahead and look it up on YouTube. But the fact that it says on rare occasions it's working without the need of said mod is interesting. Obviously, that's why I'm investigating it because, well, first off, we have it appeared in the world in several places. And second, if it actually did end up working, our realm could potentially be in some trouble. But it did say on rare occasions, so it's not a guarantee. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead, exit the realm. I'm going to get onto a single player creative world and try to summon Herobrine using this technique. Obviously, it says rare occasion, so it's not a guarantee it's going to work. But we'll see if we can potentially find anything weird. And there is a chance that there may be extra things that he may be doing now, which obviously not a guarantee, but we'll see what will happen. Okay, so I've got pretty much everything set up that I need to do except for experimental gameplay, because if this actually did end up getting summoned on the realm, I want to make sure it's as accurate as possible. Obviously, it's not the same seed because I'm going to do it randomly, but we do technically have experimental gameplay turned on. But other than that, and I do want to go ahead and show you guys there are no behavior packs installed. There's one thing that is going to be important because obviously entity within the game without the need for anything installed. But yeah, we'll see what's going on with this. Alright, so it does say that what's needed is 2 gold blocks, 1 netherrack block, a flint and steel, and 1 Herobrine Totem block, and it says also, or another netherrack. So technically, even though we don't have the Herobrine Totem block, we still technically have the correct blocks on the totem in the actual Reverelite world. This is actually an interesting spawn. I am not gonna lie about that. Hold on. Something interesting. We haven't even put down the totem yet, and we're always seeing something definitely kind of odd. I realize it's probably just random generation. I get that much, but whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and get what we need. We're gonna need ourselves gold blocks. We're gonna need ourselves flint and steel, and then netherrack. So let's go ahead and build this up. And one thing that I do want to go ahead and mention that I haven't actually mentioned yet. Looks like the blocks were lagging. There we go. So one thing it did also mention is that there's a message that supposedly will appear in chat after doing this that says, "You don't know what you did," which did not end up happening. So I'm glad about that, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything, I don't think. Okay, so that now we've got this going, and I did see off in the distance that there was apparently a pillager outpost, which is kind of interesting. I can go ahead and check this out, I suppose. Obviously, it's not going to have any bearing on the investigation, but maybe potentially it might. I don't know for sure. There's a cave down there. I suppose I could check that out. So yeah, here we got our pillager outpost. What do we have over here? What is this? Cage of some sort, not sure what. Supposed to be in there. A little bit of a tent system. Obviously, I'm getting distracted from the investigation. I realize this much. Got some pumpkins and a crafting table. Okay. Alright. So now that's out of the way. Let's see if we can potentially find anything interesting. You know what? I could go along the beaches because I have seen some odd things happen. Well, not necessarily at beaches, but on sand in general that I think sometimes tend to break when it doesn't make any sense as to why it breaks. Nothing really matters, I don't think. Probably does, I don't know. But yeah, let's see. I'll be back in a little bit. The only thing that I am noticing is that occasionally chunks are not properly loading, and I imagine that's just my game and probably not Herobrine if he actually happens to be on this world. And I'm going to do some looking around. See if I can't potentially find anything bizarre. I'm not going to know unless we actually know what? I'm not going to edit this out because, well, there could be a chance that some of you guys watching this video may see something that I completely miss, which would definitely help out in the investigation if that's actually the case. Right, so far I'm not really seeing much of anything odd, at least so far. I have seen a couple investigation videos where people are actually looking for Herobrine, and even without the totem, he does tend to hang out in caves. I doubt this is any bearing on this whole totem thing, like I said. I suppose it's worth looking at. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Here's a good question. If he does track down the player, then does it have any bearing on someone in creative? Actually, a really good question. I don't know. If you can kill players in creative, well, again, I'm in creative. So it's not like I'm like really losing a whole heck of a lot, but if he's gonna be stalking me, that's still gonna be an issue regardless. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything. I'm not gonna rule anything out just yet. Because obviously it did say, as I said before, it did say rare occasion. So there is a chance that this is one of those occasions where he did not end up spawning in the first place. Yeah, this is definitely bizarre. I don't know what to do about this. I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary. There are some things I will readily admit I'm overlooking that did say that he does end up doing. And if I have seen it, but I wasn't paying attention, like I said earlier, let me know. But yeah, so far, nothing extremely odd has been happening just yet that I'm able to see. Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm not going to pass this off as a fluke because it is a rare occurrence. So maybe this is just one of the times that I got lucky, potentially, maybe. So if it has any bearing, then that means the realm could still potentially be in trouble and we just don't know it yet. But if that's actually the case, then what does that mean for stalking players? Does it, like, stalk just one single player in particular, the one who did the summoning, or does it try to attack absolutely everyone? It's actually a really good question. That's something I have seen a few people try to investigate Herobrine on Minecraft rules before, and that's one thing they have never touched upon. That is actually a really good question I should be asking. I am not going to even lie about that. But yeah, so far I am not seeing anything in particular that says Herobrine to me. So yeah, maybe, like I said before, this is just a rare occurrence. Obviously that is what the information I found said. I realize as much. I'm not seeing anything. How is this how I get out? Okay, fair enough. Look, if I can fly the right direction, that would help. Alright. See, I'm not seeing anything bizarre on my end. So that's definitely not helpful by any means, but we did at least get some amount of information from reading, which is potentially helpful, up to debate on that matter, but you don't see him anywhere inside of these caves. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pass this off for at least the very moment, because obviously I am not seeing anything in particular about this, but yeah, I keep saying this over and over again, but it is very bearing on the actual matter itself. That is again a rare occurrence, but yeah. Okay, so I literally just finished recording the video, and I decided to put this in partway into it. But yeah, apparently this started catching on fire. This tree started catching on fire, and I don't know if this has any bearing on the investigation whatsoever. At all. But I will readily admit this tree, which is now pretty much almost gone at this point, was pretty close to this totem. I will say that much. I will admit. But if that's actually the case, I did not know that the fire would spread that far, and that's if that was this and not him. Just figured I'd go ahead and update that on you guys, for you guys I should say. For the moment, I am going to do extra looking around just in case. I realize I did end the video already, and I did say I'm putting this in the middle of it. I suppose it really wouldn't hurt all that much. I don't see anything. It was definitely interesting to see. Again, it is partially my fault for putting it as close to it, the trees as it was, or at least potentially my own fault. I don't know for sure. But yeah, just figured I'd cut this into it and let you guys know about this, because this was definitely something I didn't think was going to happen, but apparently it did. Other than that, this is actually where I'm going to go ahead and end things off. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Or more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Stews. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I'll see you guys later.